Hello, my name is Maxa Zoller. I'm the artistic director of the International Frauenfilmfest Dortmund+Köln, and I'm very pleased to welcome Ayten Amin, the Egyptian director of Souad, who is running in the international feature competition this year. Ayten, you are joining us from Cairo. Salamu alaikum. Hello, very nice to have you here.
Hi, I'm so happy to be with you.
For those who haven't seen the film, maybe can you quickly tell us about the main protagonist and her journey?
Well, it's a film. It's a realistic film about the life, the daily life of a girl who lives in a small city, Souad, and she's 19. She's still studying, and she has a complex relationship with the social media. She's living like a double life, has a double personality. She has a life on social media that is more into freedom, and her daily life is more conservative. So it's like about the conflict and the issues that happen from leading this double life that that has big implications on her life and her sister's life. And it's in 3 chapters. It's like 3 main characters. We have Souad, her sister Rabab, and Ahmed, the guy who Souad is talking to online.
You build up the main character Souad from the beginning. The camera's always on her. And then you take her away from your audience in an amazing scene. The balcony scene has really struck me and stayed with me. And then you introduce us to another protagonist. So you're challenging the viewer. Could you say a little bit about that?
You know, for me, it's the same story. Actually, the story of Souad continues throughout the film. But the thing is that in the second half, she's not present, but her story is still going on. And for me, I was exploring a lot when I was making this film, even about myself. I was always very interested about the effect of social media on our lives. And I think when I was looking here about how the little girls and young women are dealing with it, I actually felt that it put a lot of pressure on us, because in her daily life she can be conservative, and this is like millions of Egyptian girls, and at the same time you have a glimpse of freedom with this social media where you can live your life, where you can talk to guys, where you can become anything virtually. But at the same time you go back to your daily life, which becomes more depressing, because now you know how it's like if you want to be free. This contrast was like a big part of the film for me. And then the phone was a big character actually in the film. The mobile, I was always thinking of it as a character in the film.
Also, you're shooting in a very hands-on, down-to-earth documentary style. And I wonder whether that has to do with the status of the digital image in Egypt right now, because since the 2011 revolution, the Souad, the digital image has really shifted in significance. And now it's even an emotional register. You feel that Souad can only function emotionally through her phone. There's this amazing scene where her father breaks down for the first time after her death, looking at her Facebook pictures. He's not crying during the funeral or anything like that. No, he's starting to cry when he looks at her Facebook images. That's how loaded emotionally the digital medium has become. And the sister Rabab is very different. She doesn't channel her emotions through the image. And I just wanted to say that, that's why your documentary style is in contrast to these images on Facebook. It's a very hands-on aesthetic that clashes with the, beautified images, the selfie culture. But Rabab, the sister, she feels through her body. She feels through her imitations. This is the fun bit, she imitates her auntie, and that gives us a relief, a comic relief almost. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the film, the first time she breaks down is after her imitation of Souad in front of Ahmed. So she is thinking back about her sister, acting like her on the phone. She's, it's almost like her medium that rushes through her body, and that's when she can release. That's when she can cry. That's when she can heal, if you like. So I found this Souad odyssey through the delta in the day, through the phone, was in contrast to her sister's odyssey in the night through the body. But you give
actually,
us
I believe Rabab is more courageous. For me, she's the courageous one, and she's actually the one I'm rooting for, I guess, in the film. Yes. Because she does go into the journey, and she does meet him, and she does all of the stuff that her sister was always talking about. She really did it, and that's the big difference between them. And that's why actually I'm quite hopeful with Rabab. And actually, there's something I wanted to tell you, that I don't feel sorry for the girls, and I don't want anyone to feel actually sorry for the girls or for us. This is not what I'm aiming for. What I'm aiming for is that you can see us. That's it. That you can watch a film about us without having a certain Orientalist image that is that comes with a lot of films. But that you can see us as we are, with all of the issues, and actually I have no judgment towards any characters, even the aunt or the father. I don't have any judgment towards them. I actually think that they are more or less like Souad in their life. They are imprisoned in a lot of things in their head that they can't get off, but they're not bad at all.
Yeah, so my question was leading to the question of the audience. If this film, it consists of so many everyday experiences that an Egyptian audience can relate to, in order to talk about something that one doesn't really talk about, who is your audience for this film? You see what I mean? At one point, it's so close to Egyptian cinema audience, which has a great history, we all know, back to the 1920s. On the other hand, you touch on a taboo that I wonder again would alienate your audience. So who is this film made for?
Yeah, I was always thinking about the girls, the girls that I was making the film about, and the girls I made the film with, and actually the girls that I want to film I want them to watch the film. I think they are the same. The girls and the young women, especially from the small cities. I really want, when we screen the film in Egypt, I really want to go to the small cities, and I want those girls to watch it, because this is my main audience. This is what I was thinking about the whole time when I was making the film. Of course, cinematically, I'm very interested in the people who are interested in art and in cinema, and I'm always very concerned about the cinematic language and how to tell the story. But at the end of the day, these girls are why the film was made. So they are my main audience, and I hope that other girls and other young women in a lot of countries relate to this, and I think they will.
Yes, I think I can totally see that. And in fact, you answered a big question that I had for myself. and you answered it in a way that makes me understand the film is not just cinema. The film is a social project. It's an educational tool. It's a means of communication, and with that, it's deeply rooted in your country. I'm just saying that because we do receive films that we call them festival films. They go on the festival circuit around the world and they never touch ground in the country where they're made. And you almost, you definitely do. You definitely do.
La, this is actually one of my main concerns, and it's not even about an educational thing. It's just that I hope that it comes into their consciousness what's happening. Actually 2 days ago, one of my friends watched the film with her little girl, and actually her daughter is 17. So my friend was shocked a bit when she was watching it. Maybe because she's a little bit from a conservative background, but her daughter understood everything, and she understood all of the layers of the film, and she knew exactly what was Souad's problem. I actually loved discussing with her, and I think her mother was she was in total panic because she felt that she doesn't know anything about this world, about this social media world, and she doesn't know that her daughter knows and understands so much. For me, even the shock that she had, I felt it's good because she started to discuss a lot of things about her daughter and actually with her daughter, and I think she didn't feel good when she watched it. That's because of the discussion, because it went like for 2 hours or something. I felt it was good actually for them to reach the stage where they're talking about stuff openly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
I felt so. I hope that this happens. It was never meant to be educational or to be something like this, but I hope that this happens when people watch the film, especially here. I know that a lot of mothers and a lot of women are not fully aware of what's happening with the younger generation. What I wanted to tell you that it's the film it has like a political statement or became politically charged, but it's not. It was never meant to be like this. I never thought about this. I think it happens from within the context, and actually I really don't have a big statement to say, but I have a lot of things that I feel and that I can perceive about the society, that I hope that people all around get this, get how we feel, how we live our daily life, and that's it.
That's good. That's very good last words. And I think maybe we'll end the conversation here and hopefully pick up the thread again in the future, because I'd love to see what else you're gonna do.
Yeah, hopefully, inshallah.